we're getting a fucking self-rage then, lads. I'm live now, I think, yeah. Yeah, look, I'll wait for a few people to tune in first. Let's see. So I wasn't even going to do this video, right? Literally, the only reason why I'm doing it is because I've gone about it every other avenue, and families of prisoners who've committed suicide have got a right to know how their loved ones have died. Now, in Altcourse prison, right, here's the thing, Altcourse prison have blood on their hands, that's a fact. And when I say that, I don't say that light-heartedly. They've genuinely got blood on their hands because, yeah, look, so many, five prisoners in 3 months have committed suicide in prison. Now, how is that number so high? Like, the reason why is because complete and utter negligence by Altcourse prison. What they're trying to do is hide the truth from the victims' families of the circumstances surrounding the deaths. Now, I'll give you one class example. In Altcourse prison, the wings are named after ancient race course, like the stands or whatever. So there's a wing called Valentine. Now, on this wing in September, there was a prisoner who committed suicide. Now, during the night, what happened is the circumstances surrounding his death, which had been kept from the family, right, was he was in a double cell. Now, when this prisoner, he was asleep, woke up, he found his cellmate trying to hang himself. He'd gone on the alarm, and he said to the officers, listen, he just tried to kill himself. So the staff then contacted the security department, Mark Jones's security department. He's the head of security. Now, what's happened with this Mark Jones? He just said he had to leave him till the morning. So the cellmate's gone back to sleep, woke up and found his cellmate dead. Right now, the normal procedure here is that if a prisoner tries to take his own life, he should automatically be taken to the healthcare department. Not only that, but he should be on a 15-minute watch, where he's getting watched every 15 minutes. The prison failed to do this. This prisoner's come out in the morning and said, I told you he was going to kill himself, and you ignored it. Right now, the family don't know this. This has been kept from the family. Right, and the reason why is because the prison know they're at fault, and they know they can be fined, they know they can get in trouble for this. So when I've asked Mark Jones about this, I said, why is this being kept hidden? Even the lad who was in the same cell as him has been silenced and being told basically to shut his mouth. Right, so that's one example. Another example is another prisoner committed suicide in, I think it was October. When he committed suicide, he committed suicide because he didn't get his medication. He didn't get his medication, which was for his mental health. Now, in prison, mental health is rife at the moment because of lockdown. We're on 23-hour lockdown, locked up all day with nothing to do. A lot of prisoners can't get through that, so they end up on medication, whatever else they end up on. Mental health could happen to any one of us. Lucky enough, it's never happened to me, but it could happen to any one of us, and that's why I don't look down on any person who's got mental health problems, because it could happen to me at any stage, right? But what's happened is the prison have refused this prisoner his medication, right? They haven't given his mental health medication, and as a result, he's committed suicide the following day. That night, he's committed suicide. Now, what's the verdict that they tell the family? All they tell that person's family is that, oh, your son's committed suicide, your brother's committed suicide. That's all they say. He's hung himself. That's all they say. But they fail to mention the fact that the reason why he hung himself is because the prison didn't give him his medication, which he so rightly deserved, which would have probably saved his life. If he would have received that medication, it probably would have saved his life. And this is a class example. But then even right down to, let's see, I've got all my notes here. Let's see, the procedure should have been taken over the hospital. I think that was the lad before. Yeah, look, I'm just going through my notes here. I've got so many notes from Altcourse prison. Let's see, another prisoner was refused the medication. Yeah, I've got that. Let's see, the prison story is he just committed suicide. Yeah, I've just told you all that. But yeah, look, Stephen Blackmore, there's a lad called Stephen Blackmore. Right, and the reason why I say his name, I wouldn't normally say someone's name. The reason why I am is because I actually get on with this lad, right? And not only that, but I believe that he potentially could end up killing himself at some stage through negligence from Altcourse prison. This lad, he was on the same wing as me in the cell opposite. He would cut himself, right? He would not just like little petty cuts. He would slash his body, slash his wrists, right? Blood squirting up the walls, pools of blood on the floor, right? And all the staff would do was literally just go to his door with the security department and say, yeah, go and have a look. They get someone in to mop the floor out. and then put him back in his fucking cell. That's all you do. But they wouldn't put him on 15-minute watch. Not only that, but again, completely failing him because they're not logging these reports. So every time a prisoner commits suicide, every time a prisoner commits self-harm against himself, right, they should be logged. That should be logged into a book, right? And then at the end of every year, each prison gets judged on statistics. So like you'll have statistics on like how many acts of self-harm in that prison, how many suicides, how many acts of violence, for example. Right, so each prison gets judged on their ratings. So here's what Altcourse prison do. They manipulate statistics for the Ministry of Justice. Right, what I mean by that is that they don't log down every time a prisoner self-harms. They don't log that down. Every time a prisoner literally rips his fucking arms open, they don't log it down because they want to keep the statistics low. So at the end of every year, when they get judged, it looks like they got a low rate of self-harm. That's complete manipulation, and it's dangerous. The reason why I say it's dangerous is because what it does then, it allows prisoners who have committed suicide, like the last 5 in the past 3 months, it allows them to slip through the net. Because this sort of thing, because of manipulation of statistics, right, and because you want to keep the statistics low, because Altcourse prison are in trouble. They're already in danger of losing because it's a private prison, of being sent to a HMP. So what they're doing is they're manipulating the statistics as much as they can. On top of that, when the inspectors come round, this was only 4 weeks ago when I was there, what they done is they made every prisoner scrub the wings top to bottom, right? They give the prisoners extra toasters and whatever else, right? Just to make it look like it was a nice, well-run prison. And then you've got like a few little schoolboys to go and speak to the inspectors and make out everything was all perfect in the prison. Again, it's all manipulation. It's manipulation when the inspections are going round. So anyway, what I've done, let's see, 1 second. I'm just going through this. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the head of security, Mark Jones, I've asked him about this and he's completely just dismissed me. Like when I said to me, why is this happening in this prison? Like I had a nice course, I was alright in there, but fucking this Mark Jones, as soon as I fucking popped my head up and said, yeah, why is this happening? This should not be happening. Straight away he's just become so dismissive, / aggressive, targeting me, getting me cell searched every fucking week. He took my phone book out, my cell tried to provoke me. When I went in my cell, my phone book disappeared. I got told it was Mark Jones, the head of security, that asked for it. Right, so this is what they were doing. They were starting to target me then. And as a result of being sent, 150 miles away now to Hull. Hull's probably, it's in my top 3 worst prisons. Like, it's a fucking shithole, nice everywhere. Like, it's a proper fucking dump, 23-hour lockup. But that's what he done. He sent me here, right, when there's no reason to have sent me all the way to this prison. He done that purely in revenge because I fucking stood up, because I've asked him to explain himself. Now even wing staff, normal staff on the wing, they do a fantastic job. Right, I don't want to kiss anyone, but the wing staff in Altcourse prison, the normal wing staff, they're actually decent people, and they do a good job. And even a lot of them are frustrated with security department and the fact that they're brushing things under the carpet and they're not doing the job properly in terms of prisoners committing suicide or self-harming, and the fact that they're trying to manipulate fucking statistics. Let's see, let's see, I'm just looking at this now. It's up his fault, let's see. Yeah, that was it. Another thing, so with staff that I get on with on the wing, when they would say, how can you target Sam? You'd ask the security, that's it, why he's always searching Sam. So, and straight away what they do is, they manipulate the staff, then the security department would manipulate the staff by saying, Sam Walker's conditioning you. He's fucking, you're doing this because he's getting in your head. When really it wasn't. The staff are just asking why I'm being targeted, but what they do is they try and turn the staff against me, and that's what happened in Altcourse prison. As far as I'm concerned, every family member, who's had someone who's passed away in Altcourse, has got a right to know, right, how their loved one passed away. They've got a right to know. If not only to be getting told, oh yeah, your son's hung himself in jail, they've got a right to know why he's hung himself. Why has my son hung himself? Why is he fucking what reason? They're not giving these reasons, and the reason why they're not giving them is because the prisoner is at fault. And this is the thing of Altcourse prison. They're so fucking corrupt. This Mark Jones is a fucking scumbag. he's just like, he literally, he needs to be removed from his fucking job because he's as bad as they get. He's what, he's just, and this is the reason why I'm doing this, because I have to do this video because it's the power of social media. They might try and silence me by moving me 150 miles away, which is what they've done. They tried to silence me by doing that, put me in a cell locked up 23 hours a day, but the power of social media means that we can get it back out there, we can share this, we can get it out there and expose Altcourse prison for the corrupt fucking little scumbags that they are, because that's all they are. And even like that, look, even, I know their little tricks, right? I fell for it last year, right? You know, in fact, here's something as well, which I'm suing Whitemore Prison over it. A classic example, when I was in the block, they don't like it because I expose them. I expose prisons when they do wrong, right? Now, when I was in Whitemore Prison in the block, they tried to give me antipsychotics. I was asking for headache tablets. For 2 days, I felt off my fucking barnet in the cell, and he would give me fucking antipsychotics, and I got onto it. I was like, are you taking a fucking piss? And he went, no, it was a mistake. There was 2 walkers. This is the classic example of how they try and break it in prison. Me being locked up 23 hours a day now, and every other prisoner being locked up. Of course, that could try and break it. Last year, I was comfort eating, sat in jail for 2.5 years, comfort eating because I was fucking depressed, being moved fucking every month, miles away from home. And I was comfort eating, got out, fucking 110 kilograms, I just seen a fucking big fatty, right? And I thought, this is what they do, yeah? But lucky enough, they're trying to do it now, trying to move me from prison to prison. They sent me 150 miles away. But that will never ever happen again. I train twice a day myself. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, for an hour and a half each time. I train every single day, two times a day. And the reason why I do that is because I want to stay in the fittest shape I can possibly stay in. And mentally as well, because as I said, it's so easy for someone to have a mental breakdown in prison. But that will not be me, even though the prison try and break me. But as I said, this is the bottom line is, families got a right to know how their loved ones have died. Mark Jones from Altcourse Prison, the head of security, has a lot to answer for. And that's it. Look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon in a bit.